If you're thinking about starting a dropshipping business, I have to warn you, because it's probably a terrible idea. Now by the end of this video, if you still feel like starting a dropshipping business, go ahead by any means, I can't stop you. But in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why you should stay the hell away from dropshipping if you want to have a profitable online business. But who am I to make this video? I personally started my own online business just a couple years ago. I went from being broke, depressed, to now running a profitable online business and loving my life. And I only got to where I am today because I took advice from the people who got the results that I wanted. So by making this video, I'm hoping that you'll avoid the same mistakes I made when I got started in entrepreneurship. So first things first, what is dropshipping? It's basically a business model where the main advantage for the business owner is that you don't need to keep any inventory. Products are sourced directly from the manufacturer, and it's also the manufacturer's job to ship the products to the customer directly. And this process only takes place when a customer makes a purchase on your website. So when a sale is made, technically speaking, you don't have anything to do. And this removes a lot of risk for the business owner, you in this case, because you never run the risk of investing $10,000, $20,000 or even more in a product that is not going to sell. And like I said, you won't have to deal with stocking the items and shipping the products to your customers. So it removes a lot of friction and a lot of headache from the business. So at first glance, it might look like dropshipping is this ideal business model, but if you dig deeper, you'll realize there are so many issues with dropshipping. One of them being communication issues with the manufacturers. You see, since a lot of manufacturers are based in China or in Asia, not all of them will have a great English. And for that reason, it might be difficult to understand them properly. And in business, having bad communication, whether it's intentional because a party is hiding some information, or if it's unintentional because in this case there is a language barrier, either way the end result will be catastrophic. Then the other thing that can happen is that manufacturers sometimes will steal your product idea. They will see that you're buying X amount of product per day, per week, per month, and if it's an important sales volume, plenty of them will actually try to copy what you're doing. And that is how I knew some people, and overnight their manufacturer disappeared. So now they had plenty of customers to serve, plenty of orders to send, thousands of orders, but they couldn't find any other manufacturer selling the same product. So now they had to refund thousands of customers. On each refund, as a business, you're losing money because there are many fees associated with payment processors. Then something else that can happen is that products go out of stock overnight. So not only will you have to refund every customer, lose money, but payment processor apps like Stripe or PayPal, they're not going to like that, because when they see a business, the more disputes and refunds it has, the less they're going to like that business. They are going to categorize it as a high risk, and those platforms, they don't want to have to deal with businesses which are considered high risk. They'll block your payments, they'll block your funds. It's going to be a nightmare. Now the other downside of dropshipping is that it is not crisis proof. And you might say that technically speaking, every business model is not crisis proof. However, think about recently what happened. The lockdowns all over the world. It had dropshippers sweating. Shipping times went through the roof. Customers had to wait months sometimes to get the products they ordered. The recent lockdowns killed plenty of not only small business owners like brick and mortar businesses like restaurants, gyms, hair salons, but also plenty of online dropshippers. Not to mention that with everything that's happened lately in the world, the cost of transportations have completely shot through the roof. Prices soared, so now it's cutting your profit margins even thinner. And speaking of profit margins, in dropshipping, your profit margins will typically be very small. Think about this. First, you need to pay for Shopify. Okay, it's a small investment. Then you need to pay for the product, the cost of the product. Then there's shipping, ads if you run any, but then you'll also have to pay taxes on top of all of that. There's VAT or sales tax, which can be actually pretty high depending on the country of the buyer. And then you'll have to pay corporate tax, and the amount is going to vary depending on which country you reside in. But then, if you want to use that money to make personal purchases, you'll need to pay taxes again on top of all of that you've already paid, because governments declare that your business and you are two separate entities. So you can't just go get your business's credit card and go buy yourself a brand new Ferrari, a new home for your family, or reserve a suite in a 5-star hotel. You can't do that. So with $10,000 in monthly revenue, you'd be honestly lucky to even keep $2,000 in your pocket after after all costs and all taxes. Now the other con of this business is that there are so many problems with paid advertising platforms. Countless Facebook accounts are getting banned for literally no reason, ads are becoming extremely rigid and hard to get approved. Ironically, one of the first businesses I started was dropshipping. With my best friend at the time, I was still in high school, we found a product, a winning product, we built a Shopify store, we created some ads on Facebook, but oftentimes what would happen is that we would have spent weeks of our time building the website, finding the product, coming up with a strategy for the brand, for the marketing, for everything, and then when it was time to run some ads, Facebook would just instantly shut down our ad campaigns for literally no valid reason. We would try to contact them and their answers would always be the automatic responses. Truth is, platforms like Facebook hate dropshippers. If you're not spending millions every month on the Facebook platform, they're not really going to care about you because you're a small fish in the pond. They care about the big fish, the big advertisers, because in plenty of businesses, especially businesses like Facebook, 80% of the money is going to come from only 20% of the customers. It's like in any industry, the top 20% is earning 80% of the money. I mean, just think about the amount of stress it's going to put on you. To wake up every morning, you want to have a great day, you feel ready to be productive, to get some stuff done, and to make money. You go sit at your desk, you open up your laptop, you go on Facebook, and then you realize, boom, all of your ads have been turned off overnight. You lost plenty of money and you didn't even make any sales. So now imagine spending the entire day trying to fix the problem, and luckily you managed to turn the ads back on. But then the next morning the same thing happens again. You go check your Facebook, the ads has been deactivated, your ad account has been banned, Facebook just sent you the automatic responses, which are bots replying to you, not even humans. So imagine all the time that you're spending trying to fix problems in your business. You could instead put that time building an actual better business, making more money, serving your customers better. But no, instead, because of all the problems coming with Facebook ads, now you need to spend all of your time fixing problems that didn't even need to be there in the first place. And that is not how you build a profitable online business. Now some people will say, but what about Google ads? What about YouTube ads? It's true that those platforms have a lot of potential. Now Facebook ads is slowly decaying and YouTube ads, Google ads is rising. There's also TikTok ads for sure. But even then, you will still be facing similar issues that you would with Facebook. Now the other thing that you need to understand, and it is probably one of the most important points I want to make, is that the market has evolved. The way that business was done 5 years ago, it's not the way that business is done literally today. Things are in constant evolution. In nature, if something does not evolve, it decays and dies. In business, the same laws apply. Just think about Blockbuster. It went completely extinct. Nowadays, people go and watch movies on Netflix. Even cinemas are slowly going extinct. Think about even the recent lockdowns. All the businesses that did not adapt to a changing market, to different needs, they simply had to declare bankruptcy. It's only the businesses who were clever enough to adapt, who were able to survive and even to thrive. Think about the restaurants who offered at-home delivery. Those who didn't simply went bankrupt. But my point is, nowadays, people know websites like AliExpress or Wish. So plenty of people are not going to buy on your website and spend 5 times the amount of money that they could spend on AliExpress, Wish, or even Amazon just because you've got a pretty website and you answer customer support emails. Now don't get me wrong, building a strong, a real e-commerce brand, of course it actually works. If anything, e-commerce is one of the biggest industries in the world at this moment, and the biggest example is Amazon. They're completely dominating. Now the other thing is that if you want to resell your business, you need to understand this. Businesses who use only paid advertising to acquire new customers are usually valued a lot less than businesses who use SEO or organic marketing to get their customers. Now you may wonder why. Ads are complex to deal with, like we've seen it. They come with lots of unexpected issues and problems. But not just that, they usually eat up your profit margins. And the second you turn off the ads, the business slowly dies. A business can die literally almost overnight if you were only using paid ads to get customers. So now if you shut down your ads, there's no more sales coming in, no more money coming in the business. So if instead a business has been built around SEO, like content, like blog articles, if you want to sell that business later on, the price that you'll be able to charge will be much higher. The reason being, when you post a video on YouTube or you write a blog article, it's not only going to get views, traffic, and customers now, but it will keep doing so months down the line. And it will also allow you to gather the information of your leads and of your customers, and then to build a strong email list. And now whenever the business wants to launch a new product, to make a new offer, it can simply send a mass email to its subscribers, so the leads and the customers, and make plenty of money for literally free. The reason being, the business will not have to spend any extra money on acquisition because it has the emails of the leads and customers already. Now if you genuinely want to start an online business, to become free, to not have to obey to the orders because of a boss who clearly doesn't care about you. You need to start a business which has high profit margins, that doesn't cost a lot of money to start and to keep running every month. And you also need to ask yourself, what would be the worst case scenario if for 6 months I don't get a client? With dropshipping, for example, if you have to spend money on ads every month, let's say you spend $1,000 on ads every month. If you don't get a customer in 6 months, you would have lost at least $6,000. If we round up all the costs, you would have lost close to $7,000. Whereas if you start a service-based business, you would have spent maybe $50 on a professional email and a domain name. That's literally it. Now, if you want to discover what is the best online business to start, I've recorded an entire free guide and I'm going to analyze every popular online business model. Together, we'll take a look at the pros, at the cons, and I'm also going to share with you for completely free the 3-step process that you can use to start your own business literally today if you want to and get your first customers as quickly as possible. At the end of the day, when you follow a proven step-by-step process made by someone who's gone through that same process, you'll go from point A to point B extremely fast. If you're interested, the link is in the description below.